my dolly dearies, and welcome to another video. So today we're doing a bit of a one-off video which I do every year, which is of course my yearly redraw. Now this year I've been doing more traditional work, as you can see from my sketchbooks which I showed, so I thought it could be interesting to do a traditional drawing and colour it digitally, which has been what I've done for most of this year, as you can see on my art Instagram. If you're not already following the little drawing Instagram I run, go check it out, give me a follow, and drop a comment on my photo saying that you came from YouTube. This is a scene that I draw every year, which you should know if you've been on my Instagrams or channels for a long time. It is with two of my characters, Tia and Tyrrell, and it's from a scene towards the end of the first book, which I'm going to try not to spoil too much because hopefully that should be coming out soon. It was going to be out this year, then I encountered some issues, and then I reread some bits and decided I need to rewrite them, and it's just a whole lot of faff. But if you keep an eye out on my socials and on YouTube, then you guys should see it when it is released. I've also got a Redbubble recently, which has been a really fun venture, and I will be dropping some more stuff on it soon. I might release this drawing as a poster on there if you guys would like it. So go and check me out and grab some of my stickers, and if you get them, tag me on Instagram, Twitter, or whatever you can, whichever platforms that I've got listed. I've got such a bad memory, I forget a lot of them. This is a bit more of a casual video, it's more unscripted, as you might be able to tell. I've got a couple points that I'd like to bring up, but not much. Looking back at this year and looking back at my dolls, it's really cool to see my improvement and what I have done. For example, I made my first ever resin doll. She was an absolute venture to cast, and unfortunately her mold's broken, so I need to get some more silicone to make another one. But yeah, she was extraordinarily fun to make and really quite interesting experience. I also did the absolute behemoth of a task that was the Halloween doll. Her body modifications were insane. I'd never done anything like that before. Some of them have got a bit wobbly, but hopefully since she's on my shelf that shouldn't be too bad. This year I've actually done quite a few dolls with body modifications, because I also did my Sammy Lawrence doll, who was insane with the body modifications and having to sculpt a super muscled man. I should probably learn more anatomy because I don't think all of his muscles were great. I have no idea what most of them are called, but for my first time sculpting it, it was pretty cool. And I'm thinking that for Christmas there might be another male doll in the works. Even though they're not quite as popular on YouTube and I should be doing things to please the algorithm gods, it is fun to just do something a bit different, as I found with my Halloween doll and doing the Sammy doll. I really like doing the simpler dolls because just being able to sew the outfit, do a pretty face, and do the reroute is always fun, but to really push out of my comfort zone and do something absolutely insane that I came up with while just absolutely out of my mind for some reason and thinking going into the project that this would be a great idea. It wasn't always feeling like that through a lot of the projects, but it results in some of my favourite art pieces. This year has definitely been a triumph for dolls, in my opinion. It's got some face-ups that I'm not super happy with and I would like to redo at some point, but then it's also got the first ever resin doll that I made, sculpted and casted if it was only the head. Unfortunately, the mold for the head has broken, so I need to get some more silicone to do another one. But it was an absolutely insane feat to make. And then if I think back to Calamaria, if that was what her name was, or Scampy, I somehow sewed full-on tentacles and made them fully movable for that doll, which was insane. I've made some of my favourite dolls of all time. I absolutely adore Pandora Cogwright, even though YouTube really hated her. She's one of the favourite dolls that I've ever made, and it's just, yeah, I love this year when it comes to dolls. I spent 14 hours embroidering a doll skirt, which was far too long, let's be honest, but you know, it looked amazing, and I love the little Celeste doll. She is adorable, and I definitely want to make more Animal Crossing dolls, so if any other YouTubers want to do an Animal Crossing or video game collab, hit me up please, that'd be very nice of you, thank yous. Yeah, but for dolls this year, it has been insanely fun, and I can't wait to see what next year holds. I think I'll definitely try to do more dolls with insane body modifications or bigger, longer projects, because they're just interesting, and it kind of strikes the little part of my brain, the little school student who loved DT and always went to the extra classes because I enjoyed cutting stuff up on the machines and making things. That's one thing which I prefer about doll making to a lot of other art, is how much of everything it encompasses. It encompasses not only drawing in your original design of the doll, but on the face, on the body, and then sewing, and just, it's a bit of everything. It's kind of like being able to do the trial run of a bunch of hobbies, but within one hobby, if that makes any sense. But it's really good fun, and I do recommend doll making to anybody who's got an old doll and some acrylic paints in their attic that they can get to work with, because it's immensely rewarding to think this was an old doll which some 4-year-old had bitten the foot off, and I have made it into this insane, weird creature, beautiful thing, whatever you decide to make it into. It's an incredibly rewarding experience, and yes, you might get a lot of people calling you Sid from Toy Story, being immensely creeped out by you, and wondering what your parents must have done wrong when you were a child, or how many times you were dropped on your head to make you like this. But you can take solace in the fact that you are absolutely awesome, you are doing a hobby which is upcycling, and you made something absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. It's always fun to look at my shelf. I'll see if I can pop up a photo of my doll shelf, because in my room I've got this shelf of all of the dolls that I've made. Some of them are at my workspace because I have not been bothered to bring them down yet, or just something about me being lazy, or the entire Yandere Sim series is waiting for their last doll, Megami Psycho. She actually was gonna be the doll that I made this week, but then I kind of realized that I needed to fit in this drawing video, so I ended up subbing it out. So Megami will be coming very early next year, and the series that is as old as my channel will finally be complete. Before the game. That is very funny. Yeah, I'll see if I can pop up a photo of my doll shelf, because I've got so many dolls on here. I might do a quick doll review as the last video of my year, because I do need to bring down all of the dolls and organise them. I'm pretty sure some glass bottles on candy have broken, which I should probably replace. But yeah, overall there's a lot of them on my shelf, and it's always really rewarding to go into my room, look at all the dolls, and just be like, I made every single one of those, and they all look awesome. For the most part, there are some which I look at and I'm just kind of going, I should remake you. I feel a good series to do in a couple of years would be to remake all of my Zodiac dolls, but that would be a video which would last the entire year. There would be no space for other videos, it would just be remaking these dolls, and since they were made pretty early in my doll making career, they are not the best quality, so it would be interesting to see how badly I screwed up on some of them. I'm pretty sure I sealed a lot of the faces with resin for the lips and gloss and such, which, retrospectively, I don't think is a great idea. But it'll be interesting to see nonetheless. And yeah, I'm gonna do an end of year doll review, keep a lookout for that video, where we can look at every single doll that I've made so far, with the exception of a couple that have been sold or shipped out. Oh, and this year I also had the experience to get commissioned to make some dolls, which was insane, by Sophie Tucker. They are a lovely band, the music is awesome, go check them out if you haven't already. But I got to make dolls which are not fantasy, not magical, not anything, normal people, and get to do custom fabric, which was a really interesting venture and that I will definitely be utilising on other dolls. But it's just amazing what this hobby can bring, and the sense of fulfillment that you can get from just sewing that last popper button into place and then donning the dress onto the doll and seeing it all complete, everything in the same place, and it just looks chef's kiss. Perfect. It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, my rambling is getting a bit crazy here. Why don't we look back to my drawing? So, after doing a bunch of colouring on different multiply layers and different blend modes, a lot of it is just kind of messing around to see what will look right or good or nice. Yeah, in all honesty, when it comes to colouring like this, I don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of use mainly multiply and flick through whatever other blending modes to see what will work. Now, while Autodesk Sketchbook is absolutely amazing for most things, it does not have superb kind of photo editing and effectsy stuff, which I can kind of make my way up through for a lot of it. But for some extra pizzazz, I ended up going onto Procreate and making a little kind of bokeh sparkle image thingy, which I end up putting on the final drawing, as you'll see soon. But here you can see me kind of erasing on one of the, I think it's multiply or color burn layers, which I used for the general darkness and nighttime of the piece to add some light reflecting from this central sparkle. While I feel this would not be where the light is coming from in the actual canon of this scene, as I drew last year, with it coming from the random mysterious man who's grabbing Tia, whose name currently escapes me right now, despite the fact that I literally made him up myself. Yeah, it would probably be coming from his hand and his magic, but for the sake of drama and making things pretty, we're going to make it come from the center, even though there'd be no reason for it to be there, but you know, we're here for the aesthetic. Here you can still see me trying to mess around with the trees to make everything kind of go better together. Flicking a couple of them back and forth kind of results in some weird effects, which I have to try and remember how I did it before. A lot of the time I don't. So that's always interesting to try and get around. And I also add in a bit of a grass texture. It won't be too visible because the piece is kind of blended into the darkness anyway. But it adds a bit of softness to the piece and makes it look a little bit more filled with depth. Yeah. And then I just had to colour in the hand of the guy whose name escapes me. I honestly can't remember what it is. But that's pretty easy because there is no light reflecting onto him. I just add in teeny tiny bits of light and blush, and I don't have to do anything major because he's so out of the way. And I add a soft glow to tears because glowy tears are an absolutely amazing aesthetic. And if you've got a character who uses the power of sunlight, light, starlight, you name it, they should always have the ability to cry sparkly tears. And then adding in the teeny little eye highlights, which always gives my brain a teeny bit of serotonin to just have the eyes looking a bit sparkly and nice. Then I just quickly chuck on my signature, and then with my special photo effect from Procreate, we have got this finished drawing, which looks really, really nice. I might chuck it up as a poster on my Redbubble. Make sure to go and check that out if you haven't already. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye!